Hey guys, welcome to another Trax on Sundays. I'm Trax and Max, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video again. We are going to pull some shards today because we have a fusion going on, namely the Razzlevarg fusion. I saw that the points were pretty steep this time around. 4,925 for the epic. That is quite a lot actually, especially because we just pulled for Michinaki a couple of weeks ago. But I do think it's worth to try and get this epic. It's going to ease your whole schedule a little bit if you can just get him. So yeah, we don't have too many shards because, yeah, again, we pulled for Michinakis. I think I'm going to be doing 6 sacreds, pulling all the ancients, and then with mystery shards off stream, of course. So yeah, I guess we'll just start off with the ancient shards. There's nothing in particular here. Well, actually, Staltus is a good champion that I don't have yet, so that's something I might want to pick up. Other than that, Countess Lixis would be nice for a faction guardian. I already have her, so to make the demon spawn a little bit better. I also already have a Kimmy, but don't necessarily need one. Would also just be a faction guardian, but rather have the Staltus Bane or the Countess Lix for a faction guardian if I could choose. I'm not going to be pulling voids, and I definitely don't want this champion. I'm not too impressed with her. I mean, she looks really cool, but yeah, that's not going to help me out too much, I don't think. So anyway, there we go. We're going to pop it off. I don't have too much time this weekend because we're taking our oldest son to the planetarium to watch and see how the dinosaurs extinct millions of years ago. Teach him about that, so that's going to be pretty cool. Ryan Beast, let's see here. Yeah, it's not a 2x or anything, so we're not going to see a lot of purple or gold normally, but Ruella, that's a new one actually, and so is Lady Annabelle. Okay, so we got 2 of the 10x champions here. That's pretty neat actually. I believe you can do some cool things with her. Saphira has a clan boss team he uses with her. She's also usable in Fire Knight and stuff like that. Lady Annabelle, or Miss Booba as some people call her, she is mostly known for being able to solo Bommel pretty well, relatively easy. I believe she also just has a pretty decent kit overall. She might even have some use for other areas. Well, actually, not really. Yeah, it's this passive that helps her in Bommel. Heals this champion by 50% of their max HP whenever an ally or an enemy dies. The enemy dies, that's when the bombs go off, right? So when they go off, she gets 50% of her HP back. That's why she's so good in Bommel. But cool. 2 new epics. Can scrap those off the list. Check. Let's see. Quick one. Ho, 10 blues. Yeah. Bound to happen, huh? Let's see. Whoa, lightning. Hey, Amoli. Nice. I didn't have her yet. She's actually pretty interesting, and she can be pretty useful for live arena. Well, arena in general, but they used to call her Hot Dog Lady, I think, because it looks like she has a hot dog on a fork. Burning hot dog. Let's see here. Damage increased by 50% if a target is under HP burn. That's a weird move. Places a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Has a 50% chance of placing provoke debuff for 2 turns instead. And places 30% reflect damage buff on this champion. 3-turn cooldown. That's kind of cool. Provoke on a 3-turn cooldown. That's always nice. And you have a 50-50 shot that it's going to be for 2 turns even, which is actually insane. Revives an ally with 50% HP and fills their turn meter by 50%. Places a block damage buff on that ally for 1 turn. 4-turn cooldown. Oh, that's a decent revive actually. But what she's usually known for is this passive here, right? So it has a 1-turn cooldown, which means it doesn't have a cooldown, I guess? Or how does that work? I guess it doesn't have a cooldown. Fills the turn meters of all allies by 15% when this champion is hit. Fills the turn meters of all allies by 25% when this champion is hit by a boss. But how she used to get used in the arena was they would make her like very squishy, right? Like make her a level 50 or something or less and barely gear her up. And if the enemy would go first, they would target her because she was the lowest HP. That would immediately like fill up your turn meter and let you go ahead of the rest. But I can see her being used in live arena as well. She has a decent kit to, you know, manipulate the turn meter, get some crowd control going with the A2, and then this A3 revive. I mean, it's always handy to be able to revive someone. She's just a really nice support unit overall. So yeah, good stuff. Didn't have her yet, so that's always great. Cool. Grush the Mangler. Alright, I think those were the blues. Oh no, gotta make room. I'll be right back. Alright, so I made some more room and let's get to it again. I remember when I was making room earlier, I was like, okay, this should be enough room, but I didn't realize how many shards we actually have to pull for this event. 4,900 is quite a lot. Stag Knight, another great champion. I already had him, but he is part of the 10x also. Decreased speed on the A1, A2, decreased defense, decreased attack. But you already know, if you don't land the buff, he has a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally. So he places that whenever they get resisted, which is nice. Alright, some more blues here. I mean, we got a Molly, which is good value already, I'd say, for 75 shards, right? So definitely now with this live arena, that's something that I'm happy about. Okay, so we're gonna have to do 6 of these to get to the point where we need to be, and then we still need to pull all these mystery shards, but I'm not going to do that here, of course. Voids I'm going to hang on to for guaranteed voids. You know that I like to do that. We recently had a Supreme Kale, and yeah, we're saving back up here, so. But Sacreds I'm not too worried about, so let's see what we can get here. Mordecai, very good AoE HP burn champion. Places it, so can't be weak hit while placing. Chronox. Don't know too much about that champion. Oh, what's this? Corrado Fox Hunter. I mean, he's decent. He's not bad or anything, but I did the fusion, so I already had him. So this is definitely just going to be a Vault champion and a faction guardian. He has an A1 triple hitter. Each hit has 20% chance of placing it. 25% weaken debuff goes up to 30%. Relatively high chance to place weaken on the A1. A2 attacks one enemy, places a stun debuff for 2 turns, grants an extra turn, and resets the cooldown if this skill if Yumiko is on the same team and this skill kills an enemy. Yeah, he gets a lot of bonuses when Yumiko is on a team, but the thing about this couple is, like, Yumiko is hard carry and Corrado is just kind of hanging along. You know, you don't really need Corrado for Yumiko to be good, but you kind of need Yumiko to have Corrado be good. And I don't have Yumiko, so not really an option. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing block active skills debuff for 2 turns. Can't be resisted if Yumiko is on the same team. See, for something like that, that's really nice, right? Because then you don't have to build accuracy on him. You can just go pure damage, and he has a decent smack. And definitely for faction wars, like this ability for faction wars is really, really good. I used this guy at 50 to clear my faction wars. I think he's actually still 50. I would have to check that, but yeah, just really good skill, this one. And then the passive damage inflicted by this champion cannot be decreased by enemy passive skills or masteries, except by the passive skills of bosses. So we were thinking that this was going to be very good for things like Duchess, for instance. Now perhaps Pythion, but Python didn't exist back then yet. But yeah, this is supposed to be good against that kind of thing. I'm wondering actually now that I read this, how this guy pairs up against Harima. Because it is strong affinity against Harima. But the weird thing about this is also damage inflicted by this champion cannot be increased by either this champion's masteries or ally passive skills, except when attacking bosses. This is kind of, you know... So he gets his benefit, but he also gets like a negative here, right? Because, you know, not being able to use your masteries to increase your damage kind of sucks. So I don't know what they're kind of going with here. If this would change, then he probably would be useful, especially in this meta right now. But because of this, and he also only has 1 AoE, which these days nukers kind of have to have 2 to be on par with, you know, the top dogs out there. So I don't know. Whenever Yumiko dies, instantly grants turn to this champion and resets the cooldown of each of this champion's skills. See, again, Yumiko on the team gives him some nice stuff, but yeah, nothing too special really. Getting fusion dupes, that's probably like the worst. Trumbor, I don't think I had him yet. He's a pretty good, decent ally protector. Been seeing him in a lot more comps lately. A1, let's see. First it has 30% chance of placing weaken. Second has a 30% of placing leech. Goes up to 40. That's actually a pretty nice A1. Wow. Weaken and leech on the A1. You get a counter attack with this guy, and you just basically always have leech and weaken on. That's really good. He's defense based too. Yeah. AoE removes 1 random debuff from all allies before attacking. Damage increased by 5% for each debuff removed. 3-turn cooldown. Wow, this guy's actually really good. Whenever this champion is attacked, has a 40% chance of decreasing duration of all debuffs on this champion by 1 turn. Also not too shabby actually. I mean, doesn't really do much in Clan Boss, but like these moves actually are very good for Clan Boss. Very, very good. Cool. What did it say actually? Demon Lord 4.4. I would think he's better, but yeah. Who knows? Another purple Umatogi. I think she was fusion material at a certain point. Oh, that's a new guy. Lockwane. Apparently, oh wow. He just gets 5 everywhere. Only 2 people have him, huh? Okay. Arena battles 20% aura, stealing 1 random buff on the A1, 50% chance. It's actually quite high. AoE 25% chance for removing any veil. Perfect fail. Against Duchess, that's nice. Also has a 100% chance for removing one random buff from all enemies. Okay. That's not too bad, really. Against like a Duchess, this is actually kind of okay. Like a 50-50 shot to get the veil off, and then after that, remove the block debuffs or something like that. Or attack buff. Nice. And this is a single target, attacks 2 times, will ignore shield buffs. Resets the cooldown of this skill if this attack kills an enemy. 4-turn cooldown. So yeah, this would have to hit really hard to make it viable. Like, looking at the kit like this, it seems okay, but maybe the passive is where it's at. Increases this champion's accuracy by 10 for each buff on each enemy. Okay. That means you can actually build them with damage and don't need that much accuracy. Because like a Duchess will already give this guy 100 accuracy for free when she does her A2. Yeah, not too bad. Interesting. Also, kind of needed a damage dealer for the Sylvan Watchers when that faction comes out, because I didn't really have one yet, so... Did we make it? Yeah, we still need 400 and a bit to get the epic here. I don't think I'm really going to push for these books, even though I need them. As you can see, I'm very low in shards, so it doesn't really make sense for me to go all out right now and then miss the fusion because of that. You might be wondering, well, Trax, how are you going to do the champion chase? Well, I do have some stuff saved up here, right? So I have Michinaki, I have a Supreme Elhain, Taya right here. Yeah, basically I'm banking on these, and then hopefully I'll get a couple of cheeky shards here and there, left and right, so that we can complete the fusion. But yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Hope you guys have some good pulls and have a fantastic week. Peace. Actually, before I go, there's one more thing I should probably do. I've been saving these up for today and I completely forgot about them. So let's pull these soul stones real quick as well. Maybe something nice is going to come in here. Because blessings have really been something that... Legendary? I don't have a Satalia. Also only 1 star. Blessings have been something that are really changing the outcome of some of the live arena matches, right? Like, having it or not having it really makes a difference. So let's see here. She's on my wish list, but I would like a higher level one, please. Thank you. Let's see. So get rid of these. Maybe the War Maiden I'll keep. I use her in secret dungeons. Or secret rooms, I mean. Don't need him. Another gold one to the list I don't have. Great. Cool, cool, cool. Sell? Yes. We can actually... I know this is not great value, but we can actually buy one of these if we want to. Let's see, how far are we from this? Ugh, quite far it seems like. I just don't know how you're ever gonna get like these eternal soul stones. I've only had one so far. I don't really do Iron Twins all the time or anything, but Perfect Soul Kaitis. I mean, I know he hits hard and all that, but still don't really care. I don't think I'll ever really build them anyway, so this one's quite useful. I use her a lot, so that will help a little bit, I guess. You know what? This is really bad value, and I'm, you know, don't do this. It's wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Maybe something good comes out of it. Okay. Okay, do I just make this guy for the meme now? 6-star Ryan Beast. That has to be something I do at a certain point, right? Maybe for Christmas or something. All right. Take care, guys.